Indie warriors, I have a few quick questions for you. Do you like campy humor? Do you love thick slabs of salami? Did you read or write mature fanfiction in which you ship insert character here with an original character who really was just you? If so, Freezer Pops on the Switch might catch your eye. Literary Rose here with I Dream of Indie to offer you my review of Freezer Pops, a bara visual novel, or as Google calls it, gay porn. Let's start with a very important disclaimer. I am a straight woman, so clearly I am not the targeted audience of this title. Nevertheless, Freezer Pops is hard to put down. You play Alexandre, a very fit Brazilian college student studying game development. You awake to the news that your drag queen roommate can't afford to pay rent this month, so you need to scrounge up the cash somehow. On top of that, the president of the country has decided to shift all the funds for universities to public transportation instead, as well as end all funding for school-based scholarships. How conveniently inconvenient. Speaking of convenient, as Alexandre despairs over this dismal economic situation he's in, he sees a recipe on TV for making ice popsicles, or freezer pops. And despite only having noodles and cookies in his pantry, indicating he's not really much of a cook, and studying game development at school, he somehow manages to quickly whip up some pops and hit the streets with his new business. During your long, hard journey to sell these pops, you meet two characters with long and hard parts of their own. Fernando, a rich gamer with a heart of gold, and Anderson, a rich lawyer with a heart of gold. Clearly, very distinct characters. Early on, you must pick which man you wish to romance, following their very horny encounters in hopes of securing that long-term schlong. The dream daddy vibes were absolutely radiating from this title. In all seriousness, Freezer Pops follows the same mechanics as all visual novels. You read, you make a choice, you go back on that choice because it was wrong, you read some more, and then you hope to get the ending you were looking for. Or, if you are an elite horny player, such as myself, you will get all of the endings. A big disclaimer I want to offer is that this is a mature title. This isn't some kissy hand-hold deep in the feels kind of visual novel. This is porn. Your goal is to fuck these men, and the very detailed art of the sexual scenes should clear up any misunderstandings from an unsuspecting player. The game only lasted an hour, which may not satisfy all players, but a player with more endurance could stretch this tight little piece for up to 3 hours, give or take how long you stay on particular scenes. I don't judge. Freezer Pops uses 2D art in the models and backgrounds, and has over 100 unique CG scenes. The art is like bara manga. Big hunky men with more muscles than I've ever seen in a real person, packing heat in the front and the back. Booty lovers, do not despair. There are some cheeks ripe for the smashing. The dialogue is pure camp, and I adored it. Everything is an innuendo and filled with jokes, all in the hopes that you will complete the game filled in with something else. Or perhaps you're doing the filling. This is not the kind of story or writing to be taken as serious literature, although I would love to make the argument for including this in a university literature analysis course. Probably really fun. Things like Oh My God were turned into Oh My Gaga. Mario Kart was called Gay Kart. The list is too long, like these dicks, and I don't want to spoil you further. I had an absolute riot with this game. Accessibility is limited, but it's kind of perfectly suited for a visual novel on the Switch. Not really a game that's gonna push your Switch to its limits, so no concerns there. When talking about the sound design, it is as schlocky as the dialogue. There's no voice acting, which I can't tell if I'm sad about or grateful for. I might have melted into a pool of laughter and cringe if I had to hear someone say these lines. And the sound effects. Let's just say that when you achieve maximum pleasure, there is a sound for that. and it sounds like ketchup. I absolutely loved Freezer Pops. I bet y'all weren't expecting that with the thumbnail and the gameplay, but this game is the best horny camp I have ever played. Actually, it might be the only horny camp I've ever played, unless Honey Pop counts. Freezer Pops is a hilarious quest for that big dick that we should all hop on.
Thank you so much for supporting clickbait-free content here at I Dream of Indie. We would now like to take a moment to shout out our brave indie warriors and legends that help make this channel possible. At the Indie Warriors tier, we have Bill, Christian Cruz, Adriana Amato, CJR, PSC, Julian Colbus, Jesse, Raylyn, Marky Mint, Dave Hart, Peekaboo, Lex Noyle, Strick9, and Chic Geek. At the Indie Legends tier, we have Jen Rose, Larkison, Mitchell Hall, Peach, Skepticism, C. Coyle, Nathan Moore, Chris Jackson, Mr. W, Blue Francis 14, The Beefarinis, Business Cody, Carmen Red, Jace Glover, King of the Hatch, and Ophidian Mind. Thank you so much for everything that you do for independent developers, publishers, and for I Dream of Indie. Head on down to the description box below. Let's defeat the gaming echo chamber and bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming.